Mike.
Hey, Weston. What time did you get to work today?
11:15.
Is that standard procedure?
No, I came in a little earlier today. Had a lot of prep for the special. So, and plus I like working, so.
What is the special?
We're doing prime rib, cold cannon mashed potatoes, and garlic balsamic charred Brussels sprouts. Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
It's mine. Kind of.
So what goes into it? What are you doing now?
Right now we're just doing our normal prep work, cutting up the bacon. It comes in a box like this, so we cut it in half and put it in big Ziplocs so it's kind of easier to work with. Levi's working on a second soup for us, and Maria is rolling egg rolls. Oh God. You might want to check that out, Maria. What's going on over there? Is your stuff on fire over there? No, that's supposed to happen. So yeah, so the morning's pretty much just spent getting ready for the night. It's Friday, so we always expect it to be busy. So we just do the best we can, get everything well stocked.
When will it be ready for 6 o'clock?
We try to get the special ready by 5 or earlier if possible. Prime rib's going to take a few hours to cook, so probably around 1 I'll put it in the oven and it should be ready by 3 or 4.
How do you gauge how much is enough?
Well, we typically try to go for 15 to 20 specials. This prime rib, however, we're going to be able to stretch that even further. So we're hoping it's going to be a busy night so we can sell it all. But, there's a lot of meat. It's a big roast. What was that, Maria?
How long have you been doing this?
Working here or like the specials?
Cooking in general?
Cooking in general, my whole life. I started just watching my grandmother cook in her kitchen. I'd sit on the floor and kind of play with the kitchen utensils, and every once in a while she'd give me a task, and it kind of just progressed from there, and the tasks got harder and harder. You know, I think the first thing we made together was enchiladas, and so I'd say my grandma really had a big influence on me and keeping me interested in that. Definitely say that my passion for cooking really was sparked by her. When I got older, we moved away and my grandparents were still down in Arizona. My mom was going to school here in Bemidji. And she had classes late sometimes. Just to kind of help out, I would, make dinner before she'd get home. And not to put down my mom's cooking, but I always preferred my own cooking over hers. So.
What is the title that you work on?
It'd be kitchen manager.
What's the opposite of a great bucket? What's the best part of the job?
I obviously love the people I work with, but I guess a more technical aspect of my job that I love is the specials, just because it allows me to do something different every week outside of, you know, our normal prep. And you know, it's kind of an artistic outlet for me to be a little creative with the plating.
Well, speaking of artistic outlet, they say you're a photographer as well.
Yep, and I try to bring that into, I've been photographing the specials every week and putting it out on Facebook so people can kind of see it, or in hopes of, you know, drawing in some people through that.
So you bring your camera here then?
Yeah, I do. It's not here right now, but I plan on going and getting that later today. Yeah.
How did that get started?
How did photography?
Yeah.
Well, I had a small Canon camera that I had bought my senior year of high school, and I went out to Glacier National Park and took some pictures out there, and was really happy with what I came back with, and it kind of spurred an interest in that, and so I worked on that for a while, and eventually I was in college and I got to go on Eurospring, and there I brought that same camera, and I pretty much did a photo journal the entire time and posted my pictures on Facebook so everybody could see what we were doing while we were there. And I was, well, really excited with what I came back with, and I was offered to do a gallery with Eli Ballbach, kind of portraying, you know, what we had seen in Europe. And what we ended up doing was he kind of did abstract paintings of my pictures, and so they'd be paired next to each other on the wall. And I got a lot of really nice feedback, and so from that point on I've just been pursuing it and developing it. And I've had a gallery here with my not abstract, but my reflections, and so that's pretty much it. I know. We do go through a lot of bacon. Yeah, that's tonight's special right there. So we're just bringing that up to temp. Should be pretty good.
Burley.
Yeah. So for the time being, we kind of just get everything ready, make sure the line is stocked here, make sure all the dishes are clean, and it's kind of just a waiting game until it gets busy. Yeah.
So as a chef, you have a refined palate. What's your favorite food?
Definitely Indian food, curries and tandouris. I love Indian food. Probably some of all the spices that they use, just really flavorful. I just love it. Yeah.
And your most hated?
Never been a fan of pancakes for some reason. I just don't like them. Oh yeah, that's prime. There we go.
What's that?
That would be our Guinness beef stew. So that's pretty much done now. It's just been simmering, and now we do what's called rapid cooling. So basically I have 4 hours to bring this down to temp, and we do that by using these cooling wands. So you just pretty much leave that in there and stir it every once in a while, and that brings it down to temp pretty quickly. Yeah.
So I consider it an art form, interior art form, yes?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of thought that goes into how it's presented, and you know, ingredients. What ingredients I use as far as like the color and how that, you know, is arranged. Yeah, so I definitely think it is an art form.
Excellent. And then, so for you, do you get a chance to see people's reactions ever? Or?
Occasionally, I mean, I usually get off on Fridays and well, at least Fridays around 7 or 8, and sometimes I'll go out and have a drink, and I'll get to see people get the special. And there's been a few times where people will have come up and told me about it, and that's always really rewarding. Yeah.
You ever have to cool people's jets and make sure there's peace on the line?
Yeah, I mean, we're usually a pretty tight group and we don't let that stuff get under our skin, but there are those nights where it gets just ridiculously busy and there can be some miscommunications between wait staff and the kitchen staff, and yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to step back and, I don't know, say cool down or, you know, chill out, but that doesn't happen really that often. Oh yeah, that happens. It's inevitable. I mean, mistakes are made from time to time, but you just hope that, you know, you can make it up to the customer and redo the plate if it has to be. But
is it just really my curiosity though? But is it usually because it was a screw up of some sort, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, those kind of things happen, but a lot of the times it can be because the customer is really picky and they just don't like it, or, you know.
Where's your favorite place to eat? I suppose it's an Indian restaurant.
In town or just in general?
Like in Minnesota.
I think Pizza Luce is really awesome for pizza. Yeah, there's an Indian restaurant in Duluth that's really nice, but I actually haven't been to too many in the cities. Had to make a point to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the prep list basically. It's what we do throughout the day. And it's all initial off, whoever finishes it, cleaning stuff.
So as for the dishes that you have to make here, which one is your preference?
My preference on like prepping?
Yeah.
Probably the stew, 'cause it's most involved. It's a pretty long process. And I'm picky about how it comes out. I like it to be really thick. Well, not too thick, but yeah. Yeah, that's the I really appreciate cooking just because it includes so many different aesthetics. There's, you know, the whole visual aspect, you know, obviously taste, and then there's smell. I just love that it's an art encompassing so many different facets.